Welcome everyone to the Everything Show, episode 284. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Connor Farley. What's up, Connor?
Hello.
What's up, Mike D?
Hello.
All right, so I'm gonna go with the first article, and that is that Sony Pictures is shifting around its plans for Ghostbusters reboot to broaden its horizons. Turns out that the studio is forming Ghost Corps, a new production company to be run by several people, including Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd, that will attempt to create branding opportunities based on the 1984 comedy classic, branching it out multiple films, shows, and tie-in merchandise. First on the list is to create a male-driven, action-centric comedy counterpart to the all-female Ghostbusters project, which Paul Feig is slated to direct and stars the likes of Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, Leslie Jones, and Kate McKinnon. That film begins shooting in June. This male counterpart film isn't some throwaway idea either, as Captain America Winter Soldier directors Joe and Anthony Russo are said to be looking at potentially helming and producing Iron Man 3 and Mission Impossible 5 scribe Drew Pearce will write it, and Channing Tatum will produce and potentially star in it. Reitman says this male film has a strong idea that builds on the Feig film. The plan is for the Russos to shoot the film the summer of 2016 for a 2017 release. So while the female Ghostbusters is being filmed soon, it will be released in the summer of 2016, and the I guess follow-up will be in 2017. What do you think of that, Connor Farley?
Sounds good, I suppose.
Yeah, it's not just Channing Tatum. Suppose Pratt may be in it as well. So,
yeah.
And they may even have Jonah Hill. They may not even, they may have like something like that, a mixture. Maybe it's this is the end gang,
Yeah.
Seth Rogen, maybe James Franco. That would be pretty cool. Which I said that from the beginning that they should be in the Ghostbusters movie. I hope that's the case.
A while back.
Yeah. So, or even the people from the Hot Tub Time Machines too, being all once,
Yeah.
So that'd be awesome. What do you think, Mike D?
I think that sounds more promising than the all-female cast version. Not to sound misogynist, but that really just sounded like it was going to suck out of the starting gate.
I don't think it will suck, but I don't think it would gain the what they're looking for. I don't think. I mean, I don't see it as being like $1 billion hit. I mean, maybe we'll make a couple $100 million. It'll be a success, but not as successful, maybe.
And I like Kristen Wiig. I think she's great. She's brilliant. She's funny.
I like all of them actually, but
I mean, Melissa McCarthy kind of annoys me, but
I love her. She's awesome.
Kate McKinnon and Leslie Jones. I've seen them on SNL, but I don't know if they can actually carry a film. So
right, we're gonna have to find out. Now there was other news today of a new Bond girl. Did you guys hear about this?
Yeah, Estrella, that's her name.
What do you think of that?
I knew there was another Bond girl involved. She was supposed to be a lesbian. I don't know if they wrote her out though, but I don't think that this one is particular. Is going to be a lesbian.
So her name is Stephanie Sigman.
Yeah, that's it. Sigman. Yeah, that's the actress's name.
Right.
And her character is going to be called Estrella.
Estrella. Okay.
Estrella, yeah. I don't know if she's actually associated with Bond, or if she might be. She might be someone who maybe is at first seemingly with Bond, but then that's her, yeah.
Yeah.
She may end up being the obligatory sacrificial lamb of that film.
Yeah. I think she might also be associated in some way with Christoph Waltz. You know?
Mm.
Yeah. Who knows? I
So now
think
you,
she could be Waltz's mistress or something.
Right. Okay. I
She's
mean,
quite good looking now. So
yeah, she is. When is this is coming out this year, Spectre, right?
there's
November.
there's some debate about the date. Originally, it was supposed to come out 6th of November, then it changed to 23rd of October, and now
Right.
it looks like it's changed back to November. And then I've heard people mention October still, so I don't know when it comes out, but it definitely comes out this year.
Right. We don't want to have it too close to Star Wars either, because that's going to be a powerhouse when that comes out. And nothing is going to be able to defeat that. Anything that comes anywhere near that. So hopefully it stays October, November. It doesn't come out in December. But I mean, I know Bond can carry his own too. But when that movie comes out, you're going to see a lot of movies pulling out for like months after. Because that happened with Avengers. That happened with all these other movies. But it could be more successful than Skyfall. Spectre. It probably way more, I would think. But we'll see. What do you think, Mikey? Like money wise,
Well, I don't pay attention to the money part of that because they calculate figures differently from film to film and year to year due to inflation, things like that. But I think it'll be every bit as good as Skyfall, story content wise. The Bond franchise has been a juggernaut through the years, and it's like basically caters to such a wide demographic that they're going to be successful. People are going to come out and see it, especially with Daniel Craig's popularity in the role. I think that Star Wars is going to hit, and it's going to be obviously a big hit, but I don't know if it's going to have a lot of legs to it. Interestingly enough, I mean, people would probably disagree with that, but I don't know. I think people are really they'll go out and see it, but I think it'll start to peter out.
right?
Because, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to want to go to see it in the theater, but I don't know. I think it's going to do really well like the first month, 2 months, but it's just not, I don't know. I mean, I got a weird feeling about that.
Really? Because like Titanic was #1 from December all the way to spring. So, this has the potential to do this thing.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Titanic sucked, though. I mean, there were a lot better films than that. L.A. Confidential was a hell of a lot tighter, stronger film than Titanic. They had to, pardon me a moment. I'm getting a call, so I'll drop out for a moment.
Okay.
And even I'm the first to admit that Spectre is not going to be Titanic. It's not a Titanic. It's just a Bond film. It's not gonna be in the top spot because I assume that week, because I think it's only Peanuts that's coming out that week.
Right.
It's not gonna have much competition, so it's probably gonna be top of the box office. But it's not gonna be there for long. A month or two, like Mike said. It's not going to be there for 6 or 7 months or whatever. It's still going to be successful, though. I don't know about if it's going to be more successful than Skyfall. We'll see.
Right. Well, now is the moment you've been waiting for, Connor. Because as I predicted, and we've all predicted, Chappie is crappy. Chappie is crappy. And that's exactly what happened in the box office. It bombed. It cost $49 million to make. It only made $13 million here. Overseas, it made $13 million. So, actually $13,346,782 here. Foreign markets, $13,700,000. Period. $27 million worldwide. Terrible. May break even, but again, and I'm going to say this, I don't spend too much time on. Well, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. It isn't short circuit. Okay? Had you come out with a new version of Short Circuit, would have been different. But this is a total copy, I feel, for Short Circuit. And I'm going to go to you, Mikey.
I'm not sure other than you were talking about Chappie. That was John, by the way. He's coming on here. I sent him a link.
Okay.
As far as Chappie, I had no interest in seeing that. I figured it would suck. It's not something I would even give a crap one way or the other about. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a big surprise. I guess getting back to the Star Wars thing, I didn't hear it when I was on the phone, but I mean, I just to elaborate upon that, I know that a lot of people are interested in seeing like the old cast back, and I don't know. I just there's just a weird feeling that I have that I mean, obviously it's going to be a huge blockbuster, huge hit when it comes out, but we were saying the same stuff about the Indiana Jones film. Crystal Skulls. Everyone was like all waited, with bated breath for that to come out, and it just kind of was like, just kind of
terrible.
And I don't think the film's going to be bad. I just think it's going to be like, I don't know, like, but the Bond films tend to just stay in the theater, like, and they have a good long run pretty consistently.
Right. I think with Star Wars, I can see it going in the theater. It's going to go on December 18th, correct? I see it staying in there to at least March, maybe even into April. And I do think that it will defeat Titanic and be the #2 movie of all time. Now, isn't it 3D? I don't think so.
What film?
Star Wars.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Titanic. I was going to say, like, Titanic sucked. I thought. I mean, they should have taken the original movie, A Night to Remember, and just kind of redid the film and just they kept the romance out of it. That movie was a good date movie. Is the reason why these little teens were going to see it, and whatever. I mean, that's the reason why it really stayed in the theater for as long as it did. Because really, it's really a shitty movie, other than the special effects. Because I mean, the love story in it and everything is just so sappy and tired and played out. So I just don't. I'd rather see Star Wars like 50 times than Titanic twice.
Well, again, I do feel that Star Wars has staying power. I do feel that it could last into April, and I do believe it will be Titanic. Will it make $2,700,000,000 worldwide? I don't know about that, because if it's not 3D, which I think that's the only reason Avatar did that, is because the ticket price was like $20-something each. It was like double almost, or triple. So if that is 3D, maybe it might destroy Avatar and make like $3 billion. But I mean, I think it's going to be good. I'm gonna have the hope that it's going to be fantastic Star Wars movie. I don't think we're going to be let down. At least I hope we're not. Connor?
Yeah, I hope that Star Wars is good. I'm more bothered about Spectre, to be honest, but
yeah,
me too.
I do think that Star Wars will just probably, because of its popularity, probably cruise at the top of the box office for a few months, and then it'll just like suddenly just start to disappear further down the box office list. Yeah, I can imagine having an extended cinema run as well, maybe until maybe not March, maybe February, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, with Star Wars, like, pretty much somebody could like just take a crap on a plate and call it Star Wars, and people would go and see it.
I don't know about that. See, that's not really. I don't think so. I mean, the thing is that.
I do.
No, my whole thing is that
they would show up for it. They'd go to see it. Whether they'd go back.
Well, they go see it, but will it last? Probably not if it was crap.
Well, the lasting thing is a different story. I'm just saying, like, as far as like going. I mean, look, they watched The Phantom Menace. I mean,
well,
5
how
minutes
that was going to happen? I waited online. I don't know how long for that friggin' thing. I mean, it did have the greatest Jedi battle ever. Ben Kenobi and Darth Maul. I mean, come on, you do have some good things from it. But,
I'll tell you
there's a Qui-Gon, what's midichlorians? That's like, oh my god, shoot me now. And the Jar Jar Binks was something out of, like, Gilligan saving this warrior woman in the island, and then her becoming his slave. I'm like, I've seen that a million times already. It's ridiculous. So, I don't know what the hell he was thinking when he did that, but...
I just remember the funniest memory I have of going to see that was, like, the Friday that it came out, there was, like, a line going, like, a mile down the road, and I knew a friend of mine and I were going to, like, see a different film, and they ended up, like, just saying, screw it, we're gonna run in that theater another Star Wars, and we happened to be standing at the front, like, where the ticket counter was and stuff, and they're just like, okay, well, come on in. They just opened the door, so, like, we didn't have to wait in line. We're like, are you sure? They're like, yeah, come on in. So we just got to walk in, and we were, like, the first people to go in there and sit down. It's like all these assholes had to wait. We were just sitting there cracking up laughing. We were just sitting there like, yeah, not bad.
I had to wait, thank you.
Different theater. I didn't even know that. So I would have given up the seat for you, I'm sure, right?
Thank you, man. I remember I almost had a freaking fight because I had to take the biggest, excuse my language, I had to use the bathroom, and I was waiting on line for like hours, and then this guy told me that, you're done, like, because they didn't expect anybody to go to the bathroom or even get candy. And I got in the guy's face because I was like flipping, and then we went in there. And they're like, oh, nobody's buying candy. Yeah, because you got Mr. Freaking Idiot over there saying nobody could get off the line and buy anything. So, yeah, your sales for the candy sucks. Totally. So, it's just idiots.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid considering most of the money that the theaters have been making have been coming from, like, sales of the condiments and popcorn and all that shit.
There's a lot of idiots in this world, and that was one of them. But anyway, those days are over. I am not waiting online. Anything. Anymore, let alone like the amount of hours. I mean, I was a lot younger, I'm sure, but
well, there's a lot of movies. We touched upon this the other night. There's a lot less films coming out that like we're actually going to see in the theaters. I mean, I used to go see maybe 2 or 3 movies a month at least, and I think it's been like 2 or 3 months since I've been to the theater.
See, me, I am a nut job. Like, I'll go see everything. I'll go see everything, not necessarily, that they'll all be good. Most of them will probably be crap, but, I mean, we saw 50 Shades of Grey. We're going to go see Hot Sauce Hot Machine 2. We're going to see Kingsman. I'll go see whatever's, coming out. But
yeah, and I was the same way. I just, like, I mean, I saw Interstellar, and I mean, God, it was like November last year. There was something I've seen actually not too long ago, but I used to go all the time, and it's got to where like there's just so much garbage that's out that you're just like, well, I'll just catch that on Redbox.
Right. So my favorite time is like springtime. That spring, summer, fall, I'll be in the theater all the time. When it gets winter, it's like, all right, I'll go 3 times a week when it's like the spring or summer.
Well, in November, you have, like, all the Oscar-nominated films. Like, they tend to put out in November. I mean, I'll go to see stuff, like, if it's good, I don't know. I mean, it just seems... Like, look at the movies that were up for, like, Best Picture this year. I mean, you pretty much...
I think I've seen one of them, I don't think.
Actually, I saw Grand Budapest Hotel, and it actually was entertaining. It was really funny. But, I mean, like, you could have watched that on Netflix. It wasn't... I saw it in a theater in downtown Mobile, the Crescent Theater, which is like an old matinee movie house type place. So it fit in with the look of the film, where you felt like you were watching one of these like late 1930s sort of like slapstick comedy sort of things. I mean, it was quite an entertaining film. But I mean, some of those other films, like I don't even know if I'd give a crap about seeing.
Right. I don't know if I can name them either. What's the other ones?
I think one was like. Something about they shot it over a period of 10 years.
Oh, I wanted to see that. I heard about that.
It's 3 hours long, and apparently it's really bad. It's overrated. Theory of Everything's brilliant.
Wow.
Even I'm not someone that watches those kind of films, but even I was, Christ almighty. It's actually really good.
Well, and then they had the one with Benedict Cumbersnot in it. The,
Imitation Game.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah. I mean, not to say I wouldn't. I mean, I'll catch it on.
And then Spider-Man 4 was up for an Oscar.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Okay. you have to on crack. All right. What else do we
I'll
have?
tell you, one thing I have to tell you, though, is that Roger Deakins, with Skyfall, the cinematography, he should have won that. His cinematography in Skyfall was excellent. You can go through that film and
He's not doing this film, is he, Spectre?
I don't think he is, no.
It's Hoyt van Hoytema, the guy who did Interstellar.
Well, he can shoot in snow, that's for sure, because... Draft House Watchers just came in. That must be... John Hand.
Uh-oh.
What's up, bro?
Oh, not that much.
What's going on, man?
Talking about the projected movie box office we're thinking about for Star Wars and the Bond film and what kind of carrying power these films are going to have in the theater.
Uh-oh. Making some predictions now.
Yeah, what do you predict?
Oh, as far as box office and with Episode 7 and Spectre. That's a good question. That's a good question. I think it's going to be a tight race. Because with the Bond films, it's gone. You know, like Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace and Skyfall. Way up there. You know, like making unimaginable amounts of money. So, and then Star Wars. I don't know. I expect James Bond to do very well. I expect Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
I would guess I'm probably going to see the Bond film at least 3 times in the theater. I probably would see Star Wars once.
Really?
Let's predict. Let's just, what the hell, for fun of it right now. What the hell is going to make domestic? What is it going to make so worldwide? Star Wars.
Joe was comparing it to the Titanic film earlier, by the way.
I think it's going to destroy it. I think money-wise, it's going to destroy it.
How much did Titanic make?
All right. Well, I'm glad you asked. I will look that up now.
It's not going to be Spider-Man.
Yes, this is no Amazing Spider-Man 2, people. Yeah.
Okay. Titanic in domestic. Hold on. Domestic did 658,672,302. Foreign it did 1,528,100,000. So for a grand total of 2,186,772,302. That's what it did totally. $2 billion movie. I see that Star Wars will destroy that. I think it will make 2,436,782,431. There you go.
I don't see
it. You might be off by a couple of dollars.
Well, we'll see.
I don't see it doing that for the reason that nowadays, because when Titanic came out in '97, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was '97, yeah. They didn't have online. There was no such thing in as much capacity as we have today with streaming services. Now what people do is they go watch the film once in the cinema, and then they'll probably rewatch it online when it comes out on. Because now films are coming out within 1 or 2 weeks of it actually being released in really high quality online. Right. If you look on the right sites. So I think that's what people is going to do. So it won't make that amount of money that Titanic made because people won't be going back for repeat viewings. They'll just watch it online.
There is an argument to be made that they will go back because of it being a Star Wars film and they want to experience it on the big screen while they can.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think it's going to be like Titanic. I mean, I think Connor makes a good point. It's a different world in 1997. Titanic played and played and played until those 35 millimeter prints just fell apart. And it had a big female audience. It had a big female. Huge, that's really what you need for those waiting to exhale and this type of Star Wars doesn't have that. It has a really broad appeal. And I mean, also you talk about people going back and back and back. I mean, that was the original Star Wars in '77. People would, it played for over a year in these theaters, and the prints fell apart the same way that they did with Titanic. But no, I mean, it may make very good money. It may make over $1 billion worldwide. I mean, Skyfall made 300 million domestic and made 1.1 billion worldwide. So.
How does all of those compare to Avatar when they came out? Wasn't that like a big hit? And I went and saw it and thought it was interesting to see like the artistry of it, but I wasn't like that impressed where I'd really feel like I missed something if I didn't see like the follow-up in theaters.
Well, Avatar total did $2,787,965,087 worldwide.
Yeah.
And I think domestic-wise, like Star Wars will have well over, that 749 million, well over that. It's gonna crush it, man. I'm telling you.
I think that Star Wars might make just under 1 billion, 5 million.
Under
No,
one?
no.
1 billion, 5 million?
1 billion, 500 million.
Really?
Yeah. So putting it in between, because I'm looking at the list, maybe putting it in between Avengers and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, I'd say.
Well, Avengers made
1 billion, 518 million.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. No.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
movie?
I see it being there.
Which movie is Sharon wanting to see? She's all excited about Avengers or Star Wars or.
Well, she'll go see Avengers. She's not really a Star. I mean, she'll go see Star Wars too. That's not like really a thing, but she'll go see that.
The 50 Shades of Grey, right?
No, she was. It was just a thing. Everybody was talking about it. We went to see it. We'll probably go see it when they come out. But it's not like a sense of urgency. So you'll see a lot of stuff. Yeah, some things we see are really like clunkers. Really bad. But all right. Wolverine 3, we said this already. James Mangold. They're going to start working on it with Hugh Jackman. Let's see. He's going to be filming. Let's see. I guess he's starting to film. He's going to be released in 2017, Wolverine. So that's pretty cool. He's going to film it next year.
Is he in the retirement home in this one?
No, not for a while, because he's going to be in Wolverine 3, and then he's going to be in rumored to be X-Men 4, a cameo maybe in Deadpool, maybe in Gambit, and he's pushing, he has hopes like I do that there's going to be Avengers vs. X-Men, so, yeah, that may be his last one. Yeah. He's 47. He's 47 now, so.
Is he going to be in Spider-Man?
You never know what will happen.
Yeah, I think they need to make Wolverine a woman in the next film.
Oh God.
Just,
Wolverina.
Yes. Oh, that might be sexy.
Yeah, they already did that, I think, in the comics, but.
They made Wolverine a woman in the comics?
I think he had a daughter. No, there was like another Weapon X program, and it was like she had claws, and
That was Lady Deathstrike, I think.
No, that was X 23 or something like that.
No,
I don't know.
we shouldn't doubt that they would come up with some crap like that in the X-Men comics these days.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, they still didn't reveal the She-Thor in the Thor comics. I'm betting it's the Enchantress. That's my bet, but we'll see who that is, which I think will be revealed very shortly. So, not that you care. What else do we have to talk about?
Spider-Man!
I missed Bates Motel tonight.
Oh, wait, that was... Yeah, damn it, that's right, that was on tonight.
Totally forgot to record it. Pissed off now.
Oh.
Maybe I'll get now. I'm gonna do podcasts. I'll catch it on, demand or something. Somehow.
Yeah, you got me hooked on Bates Motel.
Yeah,
I went
man.
through like 2 seasons in like a week and a half.
Fantastic. It's fantastic. I love that.
Call me
Hey, Trev.
crazy, but I think that Norman Bates has got a couple of screws loose. You know what I'm saying?
You think?
Yeah.
No shit, Mike D.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Now, let me
I'm
ask you a
telling
question.
you, keep an eye on him.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
In the original movies that we saw, right?
Right.
He didn't kill his mother, did he? She just died, right?
No,
And
he
then he went
poisoned her.
drunk.
He poisoned her.
Yeah,
killed
that's all
Yeah.
killed.
Yeah.
He
He
did
caught-
kill-
He caught the mom fornicating with a gentleman, and he poisoned her.
I see. So he does kill her.
What an evil bastard.
And then this woman that made it out that she was his real mother, he killed her too with the shovel to the back of the head.
Oh yeah, and Psycho 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was cool.
that was cool. And then the house burnt down to the ground in Cycle 4, the Awakening.
Hmm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, see, there's a good argument there to be made. I'm not making a joke. I know we kid around, but I mean, Norman Bates really isn't evil. He really is just.
Misunderstood.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
evil.
and you watch the show. He's not evil.
Well, the show is so much more. Like, it's just like you're rooting for them all the time. Like, they're not evil. You don't think they're even. They're betrayed. They just got the shittiest luck on the planet.
Well, they're
Normal
not.
and everything.
Yeah, I mean, they're not
Right.
evil because they
Right.
just, I mean, they're showing you how these people are. They have
Right.
an illness. You know,
She's
the mom's
hooking up.
screwed up?
She is definitely hooking up with the sheriff, Romero. She
Romero.
is definitely hooking up with Sheriff Romero. So-
Romero with his eyeliner. Yeah, every time they show him, he's got
yeah.
eyeliner.
And I think Norman's going to want to marry, what's her name?
The girl-
Emma.
the girl-
Emma.
Is that the one that's got the cystic fibrosis?
Yeah, and he's going to marry her, and then she's going to croak.
Yeah.
They're going to probably. He's not going to kill her. I think they're going to marry. He's going to be
No, I don't-
normal. Going to have a different
No,
life, and then she's
yeah.
going to croak.
Well, and that further backs up what I'm asserting here is that Norman's not evil. He's just like, I mean, how much can this poor kid take? He opens up he starts getting feelings for this dog. This dog he loves.
That was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
I know. I was cracking up laughing.
That was
laughing at that. That's
terrible.
funny. Yeah.
Holy shit.
This mongrel dog, just to let them know if they don't watch the series, this mongrel dog shows up at like the beginning of this episode, and it's growling and snarling and stuff. So he starts to feed it and coax it towards him over the course of this episode. So finally, at the end of the episode, the dog's waiting for him to come home from school, and it's like sitting on the opposite side of the road, and the dog sees Norman and gets excited and starts coming across the road. And he's like, "No, boy, no, no, no!" And then you just
No. He called. Didn't he call to him? He called to him, and then he came. And then he saw the car. He's like, "Oh wait, no!"
Yeah, and I mean, you see you see the dog literally like come off the ground, and like somebody like threw like a rag doll. I mean, it was just really, it's really pretty dark.
Fantastic. And then that started the whole got stuffed and this big friggin' thing. Every time they go in the room, there's this big friggin' the thing is bigger than what the dog actually was. It was bigger than what the dog actually was. It was so ridiculous.
And then he takes the dog, it's like Fido, and he stuffs it. So now he's brought the dog back, and he's showing his mom, "Oh, look how pretty Fido is now." and Fido's like all stuffed at the taxidermist, and they're just like, "Oh, that's a little creepy, Norman."
He's like, I like this. I could stuff more things. It's like,
I can love it now. It won't leave me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Norman's a little creepy. If I didn't know any better, I would think that Norman Bates would have been a member of the Who community because he's a little off and there's some...
He probably is, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of people that are so off.
We know some people that you know, they're waiting for Mommy to let them know dinner's ready from the basement to call them up from there.
Right. Well, anyway.
David
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, all right, listen. So, no, Bates Motel is really, really awesome. There's also, like, the brother, he's cool too. Was it Dylan?
Yeah, when he first showed up, I thought the brother was going to be a real douchebag, but he ended up being like, where you're like, wow, you know, he's pretty cool. You know, he's actually trying to be the older brother for Norman and kind of school him in the ways of the world.
Right.
To wise him up.
That whole drug cartel thing and the friggin' financing the whole town. Like, everybody, this guy has this drug thing, this guy has this drug thing. The family's so friggin' awesome. And the best is, you know, when Bates Motel first starts, he starts hanging out with the hot chicks, Norman. It's like,
and he's pulling the hot chicks. He's not just hanging around.
Yeah. And he got to be with Bradley. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot the girl's name. But
yeah. Bradley Martin.
Yeah. They had to run her out of town.
Yeah, I mean, he got to be with her, and then the teacher.
She was hot. Yeah.
That was ridiculous too. Now
yeah, they're all falling for that awkward young man, like Peter Parker-esque.
Yeah, he's like hooking it up. He's like, oh, you know.
Norman's a pimp in this TV series.
It's crazy. Man. I'm like, you know, Norman with a cell phone. It's amazing. The technology and everything. It's like, wow.
Well, you know, they're really good at adding little touches to fans of the movies too. Because if you noticed in the one episode when the brother goes downstairs and he walks in between the some of the hotel units there, that I forget the character's name, but it was Jerry Burns, I believe, is the actor. He pulled up in the car, and as the brother's walking by the ice machine, he just kind of looks over and gives it just kind of a side glance, and then walks by it, because like in Psycho, I believe, too, Norman uses it to stuff the sheriff's body in. Right. So it's kind of funny, because you're like, you know, it's like a little inside joke to fans of the series.
So now that Sheriff Romero, Norman's going to kill him eventually, right? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's too far out to project that. I mean, I'm not sure.
This show is not. I don't think it end anytime soon. I think this could go like 6, 7.
I think that they'll do at least 5 seasons, because they're starting season 3 to premiere tonight, actually.
Yeah, and
Norman's mom's a bit of a dish herself.
Yeah.
You know, not that skeletal hag that's down in the basement.
No, but didn't they hint at them being together in Cycle 4 or something like that? That they just had, you know, the mother and the son, they kind of like, you know, sexual relations and stuff like that.
I think it was John might correct me on this. He might remember the film more so than me, but wasn't like it was never like directly an incestuous relationship. It was more kind of like the mother was protecting the kid from like experiencing the world on his own, and it was codependency. Was that what was going on? Or did he actually do the mom?
It was, you know, yeah, he's playing around with Olivia Hussey on the floor, and he gets like a boner, and she's like, "Oh, you dirty boy," you know.
Oh, that sounds hot.
Yeah.
Kind of
no, I think that's what they're insinuating that that's going to happen.
Yeah, but who wouldn't get a boner with Olivia Hussey, right?
Well, I don't. Yeah, Olivia Hussey. Yeah, there you go.
At the time, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna check out Bates Motel. We're gonna do a show on that.
Yeah, that would be good. Let's do the podcast about that.
Bates Motel, yeah. Definitely. And the Game of Thrones is starting. You gotta get into that.
I still haven't started watching that.
Crap! Do you know when they got me into that, right? I watched like 3 seasons, like in like 3 weeks, maybe less. It was ridiculous. I video binge like you.
Is it really that good, or am I going to watch it and go, what the fuck are they talking about?
Fantastic.
Okay. Have you seen it, Connor?
What? Bates Motel?
No,
Oh,
Game of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones.
Oh, no. No. It
Holy
looks
crap.
it's not my type of thing.
Oh, it's fantastic. That shit's
Yeah.
great.
That's a good one.
I like those times. Yeah.
Game of Thrones. Well, they're up to like what, season 5 now or something?
Yeah.
How many episodes are in each season?
10. Like American Horror Story 10.
Oh, well, that's doable. Yeah. See, the thing is with me, I don't want to go out and buy them. You know, I want to watch them on Netflix or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, I don't think that's on Netflix.
Well, that's my point. They're not on Netflix. That's why I don't want to buy them. You know, I don't pay like $30 just to watch 10 episodes.
Right.
You know, I'd rather, rip them off the internet or something, make sure people don't get paid for them.
Right.
Just to be an
Subscribe
asshole.
to HBO. Subscribe to HBO To Go, which is coming in April.
Yeah.
It's a streaming service with just HBO.
Well, how much is that?
For the low price of $15 a month. So there you go.
Oh, well, yeah.
All right.
Might be
On that note, I think it's time to do a horror cast.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
John's first horror cast. He's got a lot to talk about with horror.
I got my Jason shirt on.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Take care. Bye for now.